Hi, my name's Narelle. Welcome to this introductory video where I want to give you an overview of why I created Bomb Blocks with the support of Dr. Paul Swan, and also an overarching look at the addition and subtraction kit. The Bomb Blocks addition and subtraction kit fits within a response to intervention framework for teaching. You can use the addition and subtraction kit in Tier 1 for high quality whole class differentiated teaching. That takes approximately 15 minutes 3 times a week in Year 1 and 2. You can also use it for intervention in Tier 2 with small groups of 4 children, or one-on-one with Tier 3 intervention for children on individualised education programs. Let's have a look at the addition and subtraction kit implementation planners. There are 2 separate planners. One is for whole class implementation, and in this it has what to do with the whole class in Year 1 and 2, and also what to do with students in that class who need additional Tier 2 intervention. The other planner is for schools who are using Bomb Blocks addition and subtraction kit for intervention only. Bomb Blocks doesn't cover the whole maths curriculum. It's specific and targeted to the different phases of reasoning and the skills that are predictive in research at those different developmental levels. So we're going to focus on the additive thinking phase, which is addition and subtraction for the addition kit, and earlier the counting phase is covered by the counting kit. For more about the research underpinning Bomb Blocks, if you click on Teacher Notes, there's a document here called the evidence base, and this will give you all the references for those skills that are predictive of difficulty that we've looked at. When we look at that additive phase of reasoning, all of the research from lots of different people that say the skills that are predictive of difficulty in that phase are basically students that hold on to counting-based strategies. So they're not progressing into that additive phase of thinking to solve addition and subtraction from partitioning and memory-based strategies. Instead, they're using the phase of development below that, and they're stuck in counting. They might be solving additive questions, but they're either counting on their fingers. So when you ask them what's 13 subtract 8, they'll start doing this, or you'll get another version of that. It could be eye nods on the ceiling. It could be tapping under the desk, jumping on a ruler, jumping by ones on a number line. All of those things are indicative that after Year 1, if students are holding on to that, they are not progressing into partitioning-based strategies and then ultimately recall-based strategies. So the addition and subtraction kit is very much about firming up those basic skills of addition and subtraction. To see what curriculum is specifically covered, click on the Curriculum Links tab, and when you do, it will load this map of Australia. Click on your state, and that will take you to an Excel document on the right page that will match the content descriptor to every one of the Bomb Block activities, so you can see exactly when they're covered. If you scroll down further, we've got these 2 documents. There's lots of different curriculums around Australia. Most of them align to AC version 9 at the moment. These are the A7WAs, who is different, and that's on this page. The AC version 9 related curriculum, for example, you could see this is Year 2, and if you click this document, it will download for each year level. These are all the content descriptors in number and algebra. The ones shaded in yellow are covered by Bomb Blocks. So that's what I said, Bomb Blocks doesn't cover everything, but what it does do is cover the really important stuff really thoroughly and with spaced learning and repetition. These symbols here have come from the quick curriculum guides that Paul and I have developed together. 1 clock is something that you only need to spend a couple of lessons, 2 clocks sort of a week, and 3 clocks something that's really important, needs a couple of weeks. The star means that if you don't get this right, it causes cascading errors through the school. So you'll really want to nail those gold stars. And that little recurring sign means something that this is you have to come back to over and over again throughout the year. You can't just do it in one hit. And you'll notice that lots of the stars are actually all Bomb Blocks, because that's those skills that are predictive of difficulty. If you scroll down further on that page, you can see a list of all the boards and then the different concepts they cover. And then each board relates to a teacher note. So for more in-depth professional learning, you can click on that teacher notes button and it will load you up with each of the different types of activities, such as the part whole or writing equations or the missing numbers or word questions, to give you in-depth learning about the topic. All of the activities within the addition and subtraction kit are organised into colour-coded chapters. Each chapter deals with a different sized whole. The chapters are sequenced based on prior learning prerequisites. So, for example, before we can work with bridging 10, students will really have to be very fluent with their bonds of 10 and bonds of the other single-digit numbers so as they know what to partition. Each of the activity boards within a chapter follow a similar cycle. So they cover all of the proficiency strands. We start with understanding and then we move to fluency and reasoning and problem solving. Addition and subtraction is included in every chapter because they're related operations. I want to show you an example of some of the boards from the yellow chapter. So this yellow bonds of 5 chapter starts by the students building what we call a 2-part bond wall. And then they talk about the commutative property of addition and they apply that to that bond. They then go through a series of fluency games and they start from concrete and go to quite representational and diagrammatic and then end up quite abstract. Here you'll see that right at the beginning of their fluency journey, so the concrete, they're taught to use subitized fingers at that concrete stage, which is very different to counting by one. So we're looking at that part plus part equals whole. And then they move from there to just the blocks, and then you'll see the other fluency activities become a little more difficult. The blocks are smaller, and here it's really a whole range of different representations. So after understanding and developing fluency with the bonds, they then apply them to addition and then apply them to subtraction. After this, they reinforce the part whole understanding by writing equations to learn that subtraction is, for example, whole subtract part equals part, not the wrong way around, as it's often written. After they do their equation writing within each chapter, they do a missing number activity. Now, year ones are not expected to use pre-algebra here, but they are expected to know part whole. So we bring that reasoning in quite early, and then we also look at applying that to word questions in relevant chapters. Then you can see that cycle being repeated over the 2 years, gives them lots of opportunities for multiple exposures that are with space practice, so they can develop really robust addition and subtraction with basic facts. The activities are implemented in both of the planners, whole class teaching and intervention only, using a graduate release model of I do, we do, you do. To have a look at your specific planner, you can click on either the intervention or the whole class, depending on which one you're interested in. There's little support videos at the top for you, and then you can actually have a look at the planner. There's a couple of pages of instructions and theory at the beginning, but then we get into the actual lesson by lesson plans. Depending on which proficiency strand the activity is focusing on, the amount of time allocated to the I do, the we do, and the you do will be slightly different. In the planner, it indicates what the focus is of the proficiency strand in that top bar there for you. The planners are generally, with the I do, we've got a video for the activity that models explicit teaching about how to make connections between the physical materials, the spoken word, and the written symbol. We then get them to do the we do activity where they model an example or a non-example, and then the students have independent practice. Day 1's the I do focus, day 2's the we do focus, and day 3 is the you do focus. Each activity board has its own web page. So if we were doing activity board 50, you click on 50 and this web page will load. The top of the web page is the video that you show the students on day one for the explicit teaching. They're all bookmarked with the mathematics for specific learning intentions, the language, and then the instructions for the activity, and then things to be aware of as they do the activity. If you scroll down, you've got the mathematics for the teacher or the education assistant if they are doing that for intervention, so as they can make sure that they really understand that mathematical concept well. The language is specific and it's written not only on the website, but it's on every activity board in italics bold, but I've modelled it in the video to show how to make those connections. If you scroll down further, you've got differentiation that takes in to account all of the things with science of learning and all that lovely cognitive load theory and things like that. There's a differentiation now how to make it a little bit easier, but there's also, if you scroll down, differentiation to make it a little bit harder. Sometimes it's a video on a board, or other times it's just ways to modify that one activity, and then it takes you on to the next one. So that's the same structure for every activity on each of the activity web pages. When it comes to assessment, there is a 20-question test. It's found under this assessment tab here. And when you click on that, you'll get 4 videos. Firstly, how to administer the test, how to mark it and identify the teaching focus, how to analyse it at a whole class level to look for what's working in Tier 1 teaching and what's not, and then how to retest and monitor for ongoing progress. You can download the support book just from this flip book here. If you click on the 3 little dots and click download, you can have a look at the actual test. It's got the contents page here and the test is down here towards the end. You can have a look. Also on that assessment page, if you scroll down, you will see the Excel tracking tools. There's one for most of Australia and then one for Western Australia. And then there's one for schools who are also using the counting kit and want one tool for them all together. Down here, there's also PowerPoints to, if you don't want to do the test by reading it to students, there is a PowerPoint option. It is a one-on-one test though, because we want to see our students counting by ones and how long they take to respond. The test is an annual test that you do at the start of year 1, end of year 1, end of year 2, and if you're in WA, when they finish it at the end of year 3, to make sure that there's whole class progress. It's not used for that half-termly or termly checkup to see how children are going. That's the monitoring tools. So if you have a look on the grey tab that says monitoring, these relate to the whole class planner and the intervention planner. So you'll notice in the whole class planner, on the second page, here we've got your annual overview for year 1 and 2, which is where AC9 has addition and subtraction to 20. And you'll see these little boxes here that you can't quite read, but they say monitoring tasks, and then they relate back to these monitoring sheets. So there's different monitoring sheets for whole class teaching versus Tier 2 versus Tier 3. You can use them in physical form from the PDF there, or you can download the Excel versions. Tier 1, they relate directly to those tasks that I've chosen that are indicative of students who are having trouble, so as you can identify them, pick them up, and then add them into intervention. Their Tier 2 monitoring sheets are for groups of 4 students, and then the Tier 3 are individual, and you collect an increasing amount of data as you go through those tiers. In terms of onboarding, we're trying to make sure that once schools invest in bond blocks, that there's no ongoing cost. So as part of your kit, when you get it, you'll get a USB that's got a video PL about how to get started. There's also lots of instructions on this getting started page that walk you through how to unbox it, the video PL and the activity boards on the USB, how to get through the website, what the planners are, what the assessment are, how to print activity boards, and then just the actual prep that you have to do for the classroom. So we really want to be able to support you in keeping an ongoing whole school approach without having to spend ongoing money. If you want a little bit more information, come over to the About tab, and in the Testimonials button, you can see video of bond blocks in action, and here's some testimonials of people. On that About button is also the Contact button that will go to myself and to Paul. Paul's son, Lee Swan, will reply if it's about ordering, and I'll reply if it's implementation. Thanks for your time and for looking into bond blocks.